That's a scary situation right there when that happened.
Putting a fan on the board here. Well, we're leaking like a sieve.
Started. Well, made it to Buc-ee's in Springfield, just waiting on Robert Voss. And this dude better be glad we were standing here. This is like gallons of fuel just dumped right out on his. All right, welcome to my trip to Great American Detour. I'm meeting up with Robert Voss, the promoter for the event, here in about 2.5, 3 hours in Springfield, Missouri, which is about 2 hours from me now. So I got to get on the road. All right, we're at our first stop, just about 20 minutes into the trip, and the truck just sits too low. I'm uncomfortable to drive it 2,600 miles with all the stuff in the back. So my brother lives about 15 minutes from here, so he is bringing me, or actually my daughter is bringing me a small trailer that I can pull. So I'm gonna get the truck unloaded, and they'll be here in a minute. Hey, big savior today. Appreciate that a whole bunch. Had to leave doing fun stuff. Oh, save dad. Whew. Trailer's mounted. That'll be perfect. That'll look super cool too. Thanks, honey. They are race car friends. How cool! Race car friends at Buc-ee's. Well, made it to Buc-ee's in Springfield, just waiting on Robert Voss and the team there. But I lost one of my my trim rings. I'm really sad. So while I wait on them, I'm just gonna give the truck a once over, check all the lug nuts and all that kind of stuff. But awesome that I made it here, just cruising right along 80 something miles an hour, just rolling. I love this thing. Yay, they made it. That's cool looking. So you're here.
I am here.
That's half of it. Kyle made it. Badass hot rod. So how was the trip so far? You guys came through some serious rain.
Well, all of my brand new wiring is now slightly wet. And by slightly wet, I mean drowning. So we're gonna mitigate that. But all in all, not bad.
Yeah.
We're getting 10 miles to the gallon out of the service truck.
Nice.
And we have enough tools in here, so if anybody breaks down, we can do it. We've got a crane to pull the engine.
I hope nobody has to touch that.
Really anything that anybody needs we should have, unless it's some specialty tool. But yeah, we're just cruising.
Nice.
I mean, think about it. We've got a group of 30 to 40 people that got to take off this entire week to cruise across the country. We should all feel very fortunate.
It's gonna be awesome.
That's the reflecting that I have right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. And I just noticed this, like look how cool it's gonna look as people pass. They're gonna be like, was that an exhaust pipe? All right, sweet. This dude better be glad we were standing here. This is like gallons of fuel just dumped right out on his truck. It just kept pumping. All right, co-pilot Kyle, what are you doing?
Putting a fan on the board here. Well, we're leaking like a sieve, and last thing we want to do here is smoke the brakes and have this fan eat the board. So a couple of zip ties for some peace of mind, and well, maybe we'll get lucky.
See, it's thoughts like that will make your week go so much better. It's just that little thing, because you could have come back and we get to Wally's in St. Louis and that fan's laying on it, and good idea.
And then we're completely done.
Yeah. More race car friends here at Buc-ee's. Ooh, that's good looking. All right, I cannot handle the squeak in this door anymore, so I'm gonna pull this panel off and see if maybe that's what it is. Oh, it's a window? Okay, I'm gonna pull it off, see if I can grease some stuff inside there, see if that can eliminate the squeak. And then if it does not, then I'm just gonna weld it all together, I don't care. At 190 miles, 14.2 gallons of fuel is about 13.8 miles per gallon. I'll take that all day in a truck that's turbocharged, and we've been running 70 plus miles an hour for 3 hours straight. All right, let's get this thing off and see what. Race car friends. doing that. Get us somewhere parked. Because driving in this stuff sucks all day. That's the only drip in here, but it falls right on where my knee sits. The one leak is right where my knee sits. There's no way to fix it. I need to get a seal on the outside of this right here so it butts up against it. Rain stopped and we're rolling. This is the only problem with this dang truck. There's no airflow across the windshield. I'm driving 72 miles an hour right now. There's literally like, I mean, what the heck? So it's kind of a pain in the butt, but if you look over here, pretty weather again. Woo! That's a scary situation right there when that happens. But, I mean, you know, it's part of driving cars across the country, right? Back on the road, headed towards getting something to eat in about 40 minutes, something like that. So everything's just cruising along. This is the boring part of the trip, is the getting there. But you know, the one thing that was cool was getting to see all of our race car friends. That was all like, dude, there were so many people there that just follow us. I mean, I got to meet a ton of new people that I'd never met before, and they come up, and it's so cool to hear, hey, man, I've been watching your stuff, or dude, the whole drive here, we listened to your podcast stuff. That was really neat. So I appreciate everybody doing all of that and coming up and making those comments. So appreciate you guys for all of that. And then of course, you know, these kind of trips wouldn't be possible without our sponsors. I mean, these guys, they work hard for us. We try and work hard for them and talk about us. If you're going to do some shopping, we'd appreciate if you'd hit up like Summit Racing, who's the title sponsor of the show and the news that happens on Saturday mornings. And then of course the circuit, which happened just a few weeks ago, which works, of course, the official fuel delivery of Drag Driver Pete. You know, they brought 2 cars to the circuit and sponsored the Racer Party and have sponsored our Feed the Racers program, which is how we do lunches and snacks at our single day events. So appreciate them for that. Molly Motorsports, of course, best pistons in the game. You have pistons you're putting pistons in the car rebuild. Yep. And then of course Adam drove all the way out from North Carolina to come out and see us at the circuit. Appreciate them. And then Driven Racing Oil, who is everywhere, bro. Have you seen their like tractor pulls, and they're doing, I think 80% of the Dragon drives this year they're going to be on. It's absolutely crazy. J-Wire Solutions, of course, Jay and Brian came down, you know, I mean, just kicking ass. We're going to talk about a new project car at J-Wire that is going to be a great debut this weekend. Howard's Cams, of course, Luke B and the boys over there, valve train specialist. That's all I'm going to say. If you need your valves to open, Luke is your man, right? AFCO Racing Products, of course, not just suspension pieces. They do cooling. They do radiators and stuff like that. Performer-built transmissions, best GM transmission builders on the planet. I mean, they put a Camaro in the 7s with a 4L60. Like, dude, let's be honest. That's pretty awesome. Car Chains 3D, Corey and the boys up there at the 3D Printing Masters. I mean, there's so much stuff that they've got for all the cars. Saturday morning, we're going to talk about a new S10 dash piece they have that they've made that comes out just badass. And of course, Low Dollar Motorsports, all the, you know, the daily burnouts, of course, sponsored by them, but then also all of the cool stuff that comes with all of these race cars. Man, there were so many low dollar stickers on cars at Back to the Streets last week. It was pretty freaking cool.